Hello and welcome everyone, it's Capcan. Today we're looking at our marksmanship hunter talent tree from Dragonflight, and let's start from the aimed shot. So aimed shot, 2 charges, 12 seconds recharge, a powerful aimed shot that deals 273% of attack power physical damage, our core ability, and we're of course 100% taking it. Arcane shot and chimera shot focus cost reduced by 20. Which is quite interesting. Of course, steady shot now generates 10 focus, which means that steady shot doesn't really generate focus by itself without this talent. Precise shots. Aimed shot causes your next 1 to 2 chimera shot or arcane shot or multi-shots to deal 35% more damage, which is our baseline passives that work with our within our rotation. Currently it's nothing new there. Rapid fire. Shoot a stream of 7 shots at your target over 2 seconds, dealing a total of some physical damage. Each shot generates 1 focus, usable while moving. Our focus regeneration filler-like ability, when everything that we could have used and that was costing focus is used. Then Hunter's Knowledge. Aimed shot and rapid fire critical strike chance increased by 10%, so that's chance, that's not damage multiplier. And Chimera shot. Instant cast, just like Arcane shot, 40 yard range, 40 focus, or in case with this talent it's gonna be 20 focus. A 2-headed shot that hits your primary target for 65 of attack power nature damage and another nearby target for 65%, multiplied by half, or I mean, yeah, you're dividing it in 2. Frost damage, which means that you're gonna deal 65% to your first target, and to your secondary target it's gonna be something like 32 with some addition with some percentages there. So Chimera shot is for your cleave, for your ability to deal damage instantly to a couple of targets, but to be honest, yeah, it's mostly for some probably some boss fights and stuff like that. Okay. Now what do we have in this part of our tree? Streamline. Rapid fire's damage is increased by 7%, and rapid fire also causes your next aimed shot to cast 15% faster. Okay, here we have lethal shots. Arcane shot and multi-shot have a 30% chance to reduce the cooldown of rapid fire by 5 seconds with 30% proc chance, or surging shots. Rapid fire deals 35% additional damage, and aim shot has a 15% chance to reset the cooldown of rapid fire with proc chance at 15%. So there we have 30% chance to reduce the cooldown by 5 seconds, and here we have resetting the cooldown with 15% chance, and from the aim shot instead of the multi-shot and arcane shot. And our rapid fire itself has 20 seconds cooldown, which is not really that much, which means that 5 seconds cooldown reducement is pretty impactful. Okay, and Death Blow. Aimed shot has a 15% chance, and rapid fire has a 25% chance to grant a charge of kill shot and cause your next kill shot to be usable on any target regardless of their current health. Proc chance 15%. Okay, so yeah, that's the way for us to weave in some kill shots into our core rotation, to deal additional damage with these procs, to make yourself feel a little bit even more as a proccing specialization. Multi-shot, which is down here, and it's a little bit weird that, like, for me personally, it's a little bit weird that Chimera shot is up here in the first 3 rows of talents, and multi-shot is so down, is very, very deep, which means that maybe some people wouldn't even take it in some situations, or they will forget about it if they don't really understand how class works or something like that. So yeah, it's a little bit unintuitive for me. Why is your multi-shot down here? But it is where it is. Then trick shots, one of our main mechanics. When multi-shot hits 3 or more targets, your next aimed shot or rapid fire will ricochet and hit up to 5 additional targets for 55% of normal damage. And that's how you do AoE damage on hunters. In combination with aim shots, you're just using aim shot, then multi-shot, then aim shot, then multi-shot, or something like that, and stacking your trick shots. Then with aim shot, you're stacking damage for your multi-shots. That's your core AoE rotation. Bombardment. Every 4 arcane shots or chimera shots grants you the bombardment effect, causing your next multi-shot to grant trick shots, regardless of how many targets were hit. So that's if there are two or less enemies, but I don't really think that you need it while there are less than 2 enemies. Probably it's for your 2 enemy multi-shot, so that arcane shot is gonna ricochet to the second target as well. Okay, Volley. Previously a talent where you had to choose between Volley and some other stuff. Now you can safely take it and just use it in your rotation. Rain a volley of arrows down over 6 seconds, dealing up to 25% of attack power multiplied by 12. Physical damage to any enemy in the area, and gain the effects of trick shots for as long as Volley is active. Yeah, so free trick shots. With Volley, it means that it deals damage twice a second. This, or at least, yeah, probably deals damage twice a second, because 25% multiplied by 12, and 12 for 6 seconds. 45 seconds cooldown, which is not that much, which means that you definitely can get this ability in order to ramp up your AoE damage, AoE burst. And let's go with center part of the tree. Lone Wolf increases your damage by 10% when you do not have an active pet. That is currently mandatory on our marksmanship hunter. At least, yeah, you never use your pet. Killing Blow. Kill shot critical strike chance increased by 20%. Okay, so more emphasis on you using killing shot as not only the ability that can deal less damage to target, but as just a core proccing good damaging ability with better crits. Careful Aim. Aimed shot deals 25% bonus damage to targets who are above 70% health, and then it goes 50% bonus damage to targets who are above 70% health. That's more of a boss and solo activities talent. Probably in M+, your enemies are gonna hit their health below 70% pretty fast. Yeah, for your open world, it's just good, because if you're starting the encounter with aimed shot, it's guaranteed that it's gonna be 50% bonus damage, and maybe you wouldn't even really have to have the need to use any other spells in that combat. Okay, and True Aim. Arcane shot and multi-shot damage increased by 25%. Which again are just is just pretty damn good increase, passive increase of your damage in any situation. Now let's go with Razor Fragments. When the trick shot effect fades or is consumed, or after gaining Death Blow, your next kill shot will deal 50% increased damage and shred up to 5 targets near your kill shot target for 25% of the damage dealt by kill shot over 6 seconds. So now your kill shot procs became your AoE, became your additional AoE damage as well. Kill shot is very cheap in terms of focus itself. It deals pretty good damage. So, and when it's gonna proc from death blows, or when your trick shot fades, it's gonna be, but I don't really think that you're gonna wait until your trick shots fade, because it means that your target has to be low health. Well, maybe it's gonna be even like that, but still, yeah, for your procs of Death Blow, you can take this talent and your AoE damage, AoE throughput is gonna be even better. Now we have our double tap. Your next aimed shot will fire a second time instantly at 100% power without consuming focus, or your next rapid fire will shoot 100% additional shots during its channel. Currently it was mandatory cooldown. You was stacking up all your DPS talents and then pumping up with the big bursts, big damages, big numbers. So yeah, just pretty good cooldown, 1 minute cooldown, pretty low as well. Steady focus. So using steady shot twice in a row increases your haste by 4% and then for 8% for 15 seconds. Yeah, it's when you want to recover your focus, you're gonna get additional haste. Just standard stuff. True shot. 2 minutes cooldown reduces the cooldown of your aimed shot and rapid fire by 60% and causes aimed shot to cast 50% faster for 15 seconds. While true shot is active, you generate 50% additional focus. That's one of the biggest talents that we have. I think you're definitely gonna take it 100%. Then lock and load. Your ranged auto attacks have 8% chance to trigger lock and load, causing your next aimed shot to cost no focus and be instant. Again, this thing, we're using it quite much in the Shadowlands. We're probably gonna use it later on as well. And now let's, I've stepped a bit too far into the last part of the tree. Let's look at our right side of the tree. So focused aim, aimed shot and rapid fire damage increased by 5 and 10%. So that's again just increases. So this was critical strike chance increase, and here we have a just passive damage increase, which is quite great. Bursting shot, instant cast, 10 focus, 30 seconds cooldown, fires an explosion of bolts to all enemies in front of you, knocking them back, snaring them by 50% for 6 seconds and dealing 5% physical damage. It can be useful sometimes when you need to kite a pack in M+, but mostly that's PvP stuff. And quick load, when you fall below 40% health, bursting shot's cooldown is immediately reset. This can only occur in once every 25 seconds, which again emphasizes it's more that it is a PvP stuff, because there probably would be way less situations, for example in M+, when you've already helped your tank to kite the pack of mobs, then you fall below 40 health while this ability in cooldown, and you're like, oh yeah, great, now I have second shot of bursting shot, and now I'm gonna use it again. And definitely it's not gonna be, except for some particular fights where there are maybe many adds that you need to kite, that you need to get as far away from you as possible. In raiding, you probably wouldn't really take this talent, especially. I guarantee it. At least that's how I think about it. Deadeye. Killshot now has 2 charges and has its cooldown reduced by 3 seconds. More of a single target stuff as well, because when you're proccing your killshot with Death Blow, grant a charge of killshot and cause your next killshot to be usable on any target regardless of their current health. So you don't really need your 2 charges anyway, because if you're getting your killshot from Death Blow, you're getting it. You're getting a charge of it. You're not getting it. You're not just getting a ability to use it, and if it's on cooldown, you can't really use it. So yeah, just like that's for the bosses. 100%. When you need to burst them down when they are under like 20% health, yes, when they are under 20% health, that's pure single target stuff. Serpent Stalker's Trickery, but wait a second. it can be not that bad with your Razor Fragments as well, to be honest. So if you're DPSing down one target in M plus pack, then it's on 20% health, you're getting your first kill shot, then it has less cooldown, you're getting your second kill shot, but then again 7 seconds is pretty long time, and if your target is at 20% health, there are more probability that it's gonna die within these 7 seconds on being on 20% health, then you're gonna have another time that you can use kill shot again on it. So yeah, mostly single target. Serpent Stalker's Trickery. Aimed shot has a 100% chance to also fire a Serpent Sting at the primary target, which means that it's again single target focused, additional DPS on your bosses, additional burst damage in PvP when you have to focus one guy. So cool, more single target oriented, definitely more AoE oriented. Here we have some of our cooldowns, so you probably wouldn't want to skip the center part of your tree. Some PvP talents as well, at least as I'm concerned about them. So let's go with our left side. Choose one. Heavy ammo. Trick shots now ricochets to 2 fewer targets, but each ricochet deals an additional 25% damage, which means that 3 targets are maximum, and probably because it goes right after your bombardment, it's mostly for you to deal cleave damage to double boss fights. With your trick shots, with your trick shots and aimed shots, something like that. And light ammo. Trick shots now causes aimed shot and rapid fire to ricochet to 2 additional targets. Which means that just more AoE for you. If you're getting big packs and there are more than 5 enemies, you're definitely taking that. You're probably 100% taking it for your M+. Anyway, Bulletstorm. Each additional target your rapid fire or aimed shot ricochets to from trick shots increases the damage of multi-shot by 25% for 15 seconds, stacking up to 10 times. The duration of this effect is not refreshed when gaining a stack. That definitely synergizes way more with the second talent, with light ammo. And yes, your AoE damage with all this talent is gonna be just massive. At least it's gonna have massive multipliers. How the damage itself is gonna be, I don't know. Let's see. Sharpshooter. Critical strike damage increased by 4% with 2 points in this talent, which means that you're just receiving additional critical damage multiplier, which is way more damage if you have big crit strike chance numbers. Salvo. Multi-shot and volley now also apply explosive shot up to target hit. This can only occur once every 45 seconds. So that's an AoE-centric, AoE-focused talent, which just finishes your very hard spec'd into AoE damage part of the tree, which gives you a lot of damage on packs in M+. And wait a second, to up to 2 target hit. So if you're going with your cleave build for like 2 or maximum 3 targets, but mostly 2 targets, it's gonna be pretty good as well, because it applies to both targets. The explosive shots, you're probably not gonna take volley, but your multi-shot, you're gonna use your multi-shot just in order to cleave with aimed shots, which means that you're gonna take you can take this talent pretty efficiently as well, but I really doubt that you can maybe you can use it in PvP as well, but there are way less situations where your enemies are staying close one to each other, at least in 2v2. Of course in mass PvP, of course, but I mean in 2v2 arenas, 3v3 arenas. Yes, and you're probably gonna take something more specialized on bursting up one target that doesn't require it to be close to your other targets. But for PvP, for M+, it's just massive. Now let's go with center. Eagle Talons True Focus. True Shot lasts an additional 1.5 seconds, reduces the focus cost of Arcane Shot, Chimera Shot, and Multi-Shot by 12%, and reduces the focus cost of Aimed Shot by 12%. So more buffs to your True Shot, so more damage while you're in your DPS cooldowns, which is quite large cooldown of course, but still, yes, pretty, and additional lasting. And final talent in this column, choose one. Call in the shots. Every 80 focus spent reduces the cooldown of True Shot by 1.5 seconds, which means that you can heavily invest into the cooldown itself, so that you're gonna have much more of its bonuses. You're gonna have a way better uptime. Unerring Vision. While True Shot is active, you gain 1% critical strike chance and 2% critical strike damage dealt every 1 second, stacking up to 10 times. Which is increasing the True Shot itself, but uptime is gonna be not as good, definitely not as good. And that's more if you need bursts. If you have big windows of time, maybe between windows of you being able to pump up the DPS in PvE. For PvP, definitely Unerring Vision is probably gonna be better, because you just need one window in order to kill your target fast and efficient. Yes, okay. Wailing Arrow. 15 focus, 2 seconds cast, 1 minute cooldown. Fire an enchanted arrow dealing 277% of attack power shadow damage to your target, and an additional 112% of attack power shadow damage to all enemies within 8 yards of your target. Targets struck by a wailing arrow are silenced by 5%. So silence for 5 seconds is pretty good. It's good in mass PvP, it's good in M+ as well. For enemies to not being able to cast anything, just pretty good additional damage. Do I think that you're gonna take it instead of some other passive stuff? I don't know. You need to calculate it, you need to test it out in your encounters and stuff. Yes, let's take some points here. Choose one. Windrunner's Barrage. Wailing Arrow fires off 5 wind arrows at your primary target, and 10 wind arrows split among any secondary targets hit. Okay, so additional arrows to every target that you can hit with your ability, which makes it way better AoE damage, definitely, and pretty good damage for single target as well, I guess. Readiness. Wailing Arrow resets the cooldown of rapid fire and generates 2 charge of aimed shot. So second one is more of a bursty PvP talent where you've used all your cooldowns, you're using your Wailing Arrow, you're casting silence on the enemy, and then bam, you have your both aimed shots and rapid fire just done and ready to deal additional burst. Okay. Bullseye. When your abilities damage a target below 20% health, you gain 1% increased critical strike chance for 6 seconds, stacking up to 15 times. More single target raid focused talents that are ramping up in through time. You're getting additional damage for your low health targets and stuff. Okay, we need more for here. Legacy of the Windrunners. Oh, so here we have our wind arrows again. Okay, aimed shot has a 25% chance to coalesce 3 extra wind arrows that also shoot your target for 15% of attack powered physical damage. Alright, so your aimed shot deals 273% of attack power damage, and here we have additional 45, which is an increase definitely, but how much is it? Modifiers to aimed shot damage also increase the damage of wind arrows. Okay, that's way better. A Windrunner's Guidance. Each wind arrow fired has a 3% chance to grant you 10 seconds of true shot. And you don't really even need to take the true shot itself if you want to rely only on your proc chances. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's definitely more of a thing for your long PvE boss encounters, probably, because it's only for a single target, and this 3% chance to proc seems more of a thing that you want to take when you're fighting a long fight, and this 3% chance can proc maybe even several times in the fight itself. Pretty interesting. Most of the things they are things that we currently have, but definitely with some pretty huge stuff down here. But yeah, first part of the tree is mostly it consists mostly of the things that we already have, so which means that you're gonna lose some stuff. And you would have to lose it because you want some maybe passive stuff, maybe passive increases to damage, which are pretty good as well, and there are plenty of them here. So yes, thank you for listening, hope you've enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel. Bye. Hope you have a good day.